My best Sephora purchases of all time and alternatives. I'm Laura Ray, and today I want to share with you products I've purchased myself at Sephora over the years that have become favorites of mine. They're having their sale, and by the way, this video is not sponsored in any way. Each and everything I've purchased myself. But I thought, what a perfect time to share some of my favorites. The sale starts for Rouge members on the 1st, and everyone else can start purchasing and getting discounts on the 5th of November. So let's start off with my favorite primer and foundation I've ever bought at Sephora, and it was very recently. To be honest, most of the makeup, as far as foundation that I purchased from Sephora, I have not been a fan of. I really like most of my drugstore foundations so much better. There's very few that I've bought that I thought, wow, that was really worth it. But this is. And that's the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer and her foundation. These are beautiful. This is a silicone-free primer, but it feels like silicone. It reminds me so much of that. It has it sort of all together. You blend it with your fingers to break it down and sort of press it into the skin, and it makes the skin feel very soft and silky feeling. And it really helps disguise pores. That's what I'm looking for. When I buy a primer, I'm not looking for a moisturizer. I have combination skin, and whenever I put on my moisturizer, that's quite enough. What I'm looking for is to diminish the texture in my face as far as fine lines and pores. And this does this. I think it's really amazing. And this Easy Blur lasts so long. At the end of the day, my foundation looks the same. It hasn't broken down. It just really is long lasting. Now you have to work a little quickly with this. This dries down fairly quickly, just like the affordable one I'll share with you. But I love the look of it. It's what I'm wearing right now, and it really has become a quick favorite of mine. For the affordable primer, I would recommend this one from Wet n Wild. It's their Impossible Primer. Now, they also have one in a squeezy tube, like the Huda, and I'm just out of it right now. But that was great, too, because they're not silicone primers. These have no silicone. Now, the fun part about the stick is you can just sort of draw it right onto the skin. But this, again, helps diminish the look of pores and wrinkles. So that's why I love it. Now, my alternative for the Huda is the e.l.f. Soft Glam. This is so similar. I get a similar look, about the same wear as far as hours. So if you're looking for something more affordable, I definitely would recommend the e.l.f. I bought the Makeup Forever Professional Palette several months ago. I took it on vacation with me this summer, and it was great. I didn't want to carry a bunch of makeup, and I thought, wow, I've got contour. I've got also under eye concealer. I've got some blush here. So even though it was a lot of money and it killed me to spend that much money on this, I thought this is going to last a long time and really be worth it. And I feel like it is. And being that you're getting a sale at Sephora right now, you would get a discount that I didn't get. Well, if you're looking for something more affordable, this one from Catrice, the Magic Shaper, is so wonderful. You've got 2 shades of contour, 2 blushes, then you've got 2 highlighters here. Now, it doesn't have a concealer like the Makeup Forever does, but it's got these 2 highlighters, sort of a goldy one and then a champagne one. But this is super affordable. So if you're looking for one of those palettes just to sort of create a look very quickly, both of these are great. Now, what I would say is if you're not wanting to spend this much or want to try it out first, this is a good way to go. You can see if it's even a product you would use all the time, or if it's something that you're not too fond of. So I love this. I think it's so worth it. But if you're really into using this on a daily basis, I think this has so much to offer. I have heard so much about Natasha Denona. I buy a lot of the products at Sephora so I can compare them to drugstore. When I first started my channel, I was just showing drugstore all the time. And some people that watch said they don't even wear drugstore makeup, or they said, can you buy this and see if they're similar? So that was sort of why I started buying a lot more from Sephora, so I would have a better idea if things were actually comparable or alternatives. So I purchased this huge palette from Natasha Denona. This is the golden palette, and it's just beautiful. I think her shadows are incredible. They really are finely milled. Many times when I've worn this, or I have some of the little palettes of hers, people watching my channel have picked up that I'm wearing these Natasha Denona shadows. Well, there are some at the drugstore that I think are great, but also at Sephora. The Sephora collection, which you can get 30% off during the sale, has so many great products to offer. I bought this palette a while back. It's the Sephora Color Shifter. And today I'm putting on the mobile lid on top of the Natasha this one. I bought this whole palette for this shade. I just thought it was amazing. It's a shifter shade where as you turn your eyes, you see a lot of different colors. I love these for the mobile lid. But what's great about this palette is these two shades here are both matte, and they're beautiful, and the texture of them feels a lot like Natasha's. So I think this would be a great replacement. This, I believe, is only $10 normally, even without the sale. And it has a little mirror in it. This is just perfect for travel. My affordable alternative for Natasha's shadows is this palette from NYX. It's just beautiful. The texture of these mattes are just amazing. They're finely milled. They feel beautiful on the eyes. Now, actually, the Sephora palette is more affordable than this one. This one runs around $20. This is $10, and then you would get 30% off. So right now, this is such an incredible deal. I've tried so many high-end concealers, and I have to tell you, every time almost, I feel ripped off because there are so many at the drugstore that are phenomenal. But one I tried this year that is outstanding is this one from Tower 28. It just stays on, doesn't crease, looks beautiful in the under eyes. I don't feel ripped off by this one. And this one, too, isn't as expensive as some I've tried in the $40 price range. I just think this is very hydrating, moisturizing, and a great concealer. But if I was recommending an affordable one, I think this one from Makeup Revolution is phenomenal. It's so great. It's the IRL Filter Finish, and it's got a soft matte look to it. It applies beautifully. It doesn't crease on me. I just think it does everything that I want a concealer to do. Now, Tower 28 is known for really great ingredients in their products. So if that's something that you focus on, then I think this would be a great time to try it. One of my favorite bronzers and highlighters of all time is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I love it because it's buildable. It doesn't go on too strong. This is, I think, light medium, yes, that I bought. I'm going to put a little bit of the bronzer up here around the forehead, but it just goes on so softly. I've bought this a couple of times now, and I bought it for my daughter. I bought it for my hairstylist. I've given it as gifts to people. It's just beautiful. I know not everybody's a big Charlotte fan, but out of her line, I think this is her best product. An alternative for the Film Star Bronze and Glow is this one from Catrice. This is beautiful too. What I would say is the powders are not quite as finely milled, but they're still awesome. I still like it. I think it's a great product. It's super affordable. And of course, the packaging. This is in a plastic case, and Charlotte's is in this beautiful gold packaging. So it depends what you're looking for. This one I feel goes on more softly onto the skin, where I have to be a little more careful because I get actually more pigment out of this one from Catrice. But it is a great alternative. I just want you to know that in the description of the video down below, if you hit the More button, all the links are there for shopping. Thank you for shopping those links and supporting my channel. A high-end powder that I love is this one from Laura Mercier. Now, it's in different packaging now, this beautiful rose gold, because it's actually a translucent powder that's rose, that's got a pink cast to it. And that's to sort of brighten the face. It's beautiful. It's so finely milled. I just love it. I think it just adds so much light to my skin, but it's not heavy. Now, an alternative to it that is not rose, it is not, it's regular translucent, but the formulas feel similar, is the one from Milani, the Conceal and Perfect. I've talked about this recently. It comes with this little sifter here, and I just tap in, and it really conceals my pores, blurs out my skin, just like the Laura Mercier. I've also purchased this in the regular one that's just translucent with no rose. I actually like the rose better. I thought it gave me a little brighter look. So I'm loving both of these powders so much. Now, a long time ago, several months ago at least, I bought this from Pat McGrath. They did not have this in store either. I wanted to let you know this is only online. I couldn't purchase it at the store I shop at. This is her under eye powder. It's actually called the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. What a name. But this is beautiful for the under eyes. I had first heard Lisa J talking about it, and it looks so beautiful on her that I ordered it. Well, something similar I found at Sephora, but more affordable. This is the Sephora Collection powder, and look at this. This is in light yellow beige. It gives me a similar look in the under eyes. So this was pretty pricey. I think at least $38. Of course, these powders last forever. They last a really long time. This one was much more affordable and you get more product. One of the most popular blushes at Sephora has to be Rare Beauty. I always see people looking at it. I've bought so much myself. It's beautiful. It is so long-lasting. Today, I put it on top of the blush that I had already put on, but I want you to see this beautiful color. This is Happy, and I bought several shades, and they just look gorgeous on the skin, and they last all day. But the e.l.f. Camo, their liquid camo blush that they came out with this year, does the same thing. It lasts all day. This shade here isn't a dupe or anything. It's Dusty Rose, but they're the same. I put this on. By the time I get home at night, it's still on. It just doesn't wear off until I wash it off, which really impresses me. If you're looking for a long-wearing blush, then the Rare Beauty or the e.l.f. is just perfect. Fenty Beauty came out with some lip oils this year, and I wanted to get one right away, so I picked this up. It's such a beautiful shade. This is Coppa Cookie, and it's this gorgeous copper color. I love the way it feels on my lips. It's very moisturizing. It lasts for a pretty long time considering it's a lip oil, so they're really beautiful. But I'll tell you, Milani has really saved me some dollars because I love the fruit fetish. These are gorgeous. This one here that is sort of red is their cranberry currant. I think this is just perfect for the holidays. And then this is the lychee nectar, which is one of my favorites out of them. It's hard for me to even choose. I think I have most of the shades now because I love them so much. They're hydrating, they're not sticky. They're just so pretty. They make my lips look so much smoother, and I just think they're gorgeous. I've done YouTube shorts on other Fenty shades like this one. This is Hot Chocolate, and it's supposed to be a universal shade. I think it's gorgeous. Normally, I wouldn't see myself wearing a shade like this, but in this lip gloss, I think it looks really pretty. And then this one here is one that she's really famous for. I think it was her first one. It's Fenty Glow. But if you're looking for something more affordable, the Maybelline lifter glosses are so nice. Now, I think the lifter glosses are a little bit thicker on the lips, but I still think it's a beautiful formula either way. I've heard some people say that they just like the Fenty more, even though they've tried the Maybelline. For me, I just like them both. I think they're both fantastic products. This is going to be more affordable than this liner from the drugstore right now because of the 30% off. This here is the Sephora Collection Navy Liner. It's a gel liner. It's waterproof. It wears all day. It never smudges on me. I just think it's fantastic. Now, from the drugstore, I love the Infallible from L'Oreal. And this one is a favorite. And I don't know if I've shared this color yet, so I wanted to mention it. This is taupe gray. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know of any other drugstore brand that actually has a shade taupe gray. This is just phenomenal. I love it. This is one of Sephora's best-selling lip liners. In the Sephora collection, this shade is dressed to the 90s. I think it's beautiful. If you go to the store, it'll probably be gone. Your best bet is getting it online. I have gone many times to get shades at the store and they're just sold out because they're so beautiful. This is such a gorgeous shade. I love it on its own. I love it just to line my lips. I'll put a gloss on top of it. I wear these all the time. My drugstore pick won't be surprising. It's the Maybelline Lifter Liner. These two are very similar when it comes to the formula, the way they last, the way they feel. This shade that I'm using today is On It. And I just love how creamy these are and that they can be used like a lipstick, not just a liner. My favorite lipstick that I've ever purchased at Sephora may surprise you. You're probably thinking Pillow Talk because I have talked a lot about that. But I am wearing it right now and it's from By Mario and this is Bronx Baby. I love how creamy these are. They're just so beautiful on the lips. That satin finish with just a little bit of gloss on it. Perfect. It's just my perfect lipstick of what I like. Now, the closest that I can get an alternative would be Revlon. And this won't be a surprise to you if you watch all the time. This is Whiskey Business. This is one of their newer shades, number 803. Now, the By Mario has beautiful packaging. It's got magnetic packaging. I love how sleek it looks. I just think it's really so beautiful. But Revlon's beautiful too. I've always thought Revlon had one of the most gorgeous packaging for lipsticks at the drugstore. They don't feel flimsy. The lid never pops off in my purse or anything like that. I think they're very luxe looking. So if you look at the shades, they're pretty close, the two shades. I'm not trying to say they're a dupe at all, but let me show you. This is the By Mario here. And the Bronx Baby is sort of a brownie pinky nude, I would describe it as. And then here is the Whiskey Business. And the Whiskey Business, I think, has maybe a little, it's a lighter color and maybe a little more peachiness to it and less pink. I think this is more of a brownie pink. But they're both beautiful shades. There's quite a price difference between these. The satin finish is very similar. So if I had to pick the closest to this at the drugstore, it would be this one from Revlon. Whew, that was a lot of stuff. I hope it was helpful for you. If you would leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and remember all of the links are in the description of the video. I appreciate and love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed week, and I'll see you soon.